Okay, because a lot of you have doubts about how to balance equation, basically the whole of writing chemical equation. So I'm doing this favor of recording how I derive the answer for this particular worksheet. Okay, so if you are still unclear, you can write down in the free response box. Otherwise, you may replay this video to see again how I get to the answer. Okay, so let's go through from the start again. So for question 1, the one that comes in alone is chlorine, okay, which means this is a halogen displacement reaction. So you'll be comparing with bromine, which is in the compound, okay, and there's two series that for this question you need to be clear about. Okay, the one that is most reactive, this is a halogen, which means from group 7. Most reactive will be fluorine, followed by chlorine, bromine, then iodine, which means fluorine can displace chlorine and all the others below it. Same thing for chlorine, can displace whatever that is below it. So in this case, when chlorine comes in alone, the question you have to ask yourself is it able to displace bromine? And since chlorine is here, bromine is below it, which means chlorine is more reactive, it can displace bromine. Okay, the bromide here in the solution, the sodium bromide solution. So what happened first? Is there any reaction? Yes, there would be. So in terms of the word equation, when chlorine kick bromide out, bromine will be on its own, single. Okay, and what will be left behind would be sodium chloride. So basically it means chlorine goes in, bromine goes out, or bromide goes out as bromine. Okay, later we'll do the chemical equation. Let us go through all others. So when bromine comes along, we're going to compare with chlorine, group 7 and group 7. But bromine is below chlorine, so there's no way that it can displace chlorine. So is there any reaction? There will be no reaction. So there's no need to write any word equation, there's no need to write any chemical equation, because there will not be any reaction. Next one, chlorine comes in alone, so you're going to compare it with iodine. Chlorine is above iodine, so it can displace iodine. So what happens will be iodine will be kicked out and chlorine will take its place. So it becomes ammonium chloride. Okay, right? Next one, iodine. You're going to compare it with chlorine. Iodine is at the bottom of the series. Okay, chlorine is above it, so there's no way it can kick chlorine out. So is there any reaction? Nope, there isn't any reaction. And then so there's no need for any word equation for this question. Right? Okay, next one, bromine. Okay, so you have to compare it with iodine. So bromine is here, iodine is below it, so bromine can displace iodine out. So there is a reaction. So what will happen is iodine will come out and then bromine will take the place of iodide. So it becomes lithium iodide, bromide. Okay, it doesn't matter which one comes first, whether lithium bromide plus iodine, it doesn't matter. Okay, as long as you have these substances as the products. Okay, so these 5, it's talking about halogen displacement, and the others is actually metal displacement. Okay, so I will finish up about halogen displacement first. So let's go to doing the chemical equation. Chlorine comes as its own. Okay, it's not possible to just have chlorine because it's not stable. So how? What is the stable form of chlorine? It will be chlorine gas, which is Cl2. Sodium is Na+, bromide is Br-. So when you put them together to form a compound, a stable compound, it will be NaBr. Bromine on its own is not stable. So the stable form of bromine for reaction will be Br2. Likewise, sodium chloride and A plus and Cl minus. So now put in all the plus, the arrow and the plus. So take note, it has to be a plus. Now let's balance it. How to balance? Look at this side, you have 2 chlorine. Do you have 2 chlorine here? No, you don't. Okay, there's only 1 chlorine here. So how to make this whole thing 2? How to make the chlorine 2? You should not disturb the formula. Do not touch the formula at all. Where do you put the 2 since you want 2 chlorine? Put in front. So this is where balancing comes in. So not only chlorine will be 2, sodium will also be 2. So now that you have 2, on this side you have 2 sodium and 2 bromine. How to make it balance on this side? How to make the sodium and the bromine 2? You do not disturb the formula. Where do you put the 2? In front. Okay, so that's the answer for the first one. So if you still have any question for this particular question, just type in the free response box. Alright? Okay, so there's no reaction for the second one. There's no need to write any chemical equation. What about the third one? Same. Okay, so let's just bring down. Okay, ammonium. Okay, so this is one of the formula you need to remember. So it's NH4 plus. Iodine is I minus. So since 1 plus, 1 minus, you need 1 each. So this will be the formula for ammonium iodide. What about iodine? Same thing, on its own is not stable. The stable form for iodine will be I2. Then ammonium, NH4 plus. Chloride will be Cl minus. So 1 plus, 1 minus, you need 1 each. This will be it. So put in the plus, put in the arrow, check whether is it balanced or not. So notice you have 2 here, 2 chlorine here, but there's only 1. So how to make this whole thing 2? Or at least how to make the chlorine 2? Do not disturb the formula. You can only put the numbers in the front. So since you want 2, you put the number 2 in front. So same thing, you realize that there's now 2 NH4. This whole thing, NH4, this whole thing, there's 2 sets of it. And iodine, you have 2. So how to change this? How to change this side then? Since you want 2 of this whole thing, put the 2 in front. That's how you balance. Right? Okay. Question 4, there's no reaction, so leave it. No chemical equation. Bromine. So follow the same step. Bromine on its own is not stable. Stable form of bromine in reaction will be Br2. Lithium is group 1. Li plus. Iodide is group 7. So I minus. So you need 1 each. Okay. Likewise, iodine. I on its own is not stable. You need I2. Lithium, bromide, this is manner. Okay, so you realize that you write down the chemical formula first. This is the formula for each of them. Then you put in the plus, you put in the arrow, you put in the plus. Then now the last step will be balancing it. So you realize that the numbers are not equal. Bromine, this side there's 2 of them, but there's only 1 on this side. So how do you make 2? Put the 2 in front. But that will also make the lithium 2 also. So just nice, there's 2 lithium here, 2 iodine. So you need to make 2 lithium and 2 iodine as well. So how do you make this whole thing 2? Do not disturb the formula. Put the 2 in front. Okay? That's it. Okay, so this is the first part is for halogen displacement, how I derive the answers.